Okay, MegaWhale team, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. In today's video, we are taking a look at the weekly breakout of the macro descending channel formation range high, as well as the daily charts, the weekly technical levels, macro expectations and targets for Bitcoin, and even the possibility for an altcoin season. Before we get into it, smash that like button, hit that comment button, and subscribe to the channel. We post daily videos of Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. If that is the kind of content you are interested in, join us on Telegram. It is the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop for cryptocurrency with Bitcoin and the relevant economic news. And if you are interested in taking your trading to the next level, you can join us in VIP, where we post trading setups with exact entry prices, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and so much more. You'll also get access to our group chats, our general chat, our trading chart and education chat, our trade setup, daily video, and news chat. If that is what you're interested in, go ahead and contact me in the pinned comment of the free channel by clicking my name. You can also click this video to find a video about VIP, and of course this link to find our entire 3 years of trading data from all our trade setups. Check it out, guys, and let's dive on in. So first and foremost, this is my second time filming this video. I am tired, I am flustered, but we'll get through it. Unfortunately, my mic was not on the first time. But Bitcoin has officially closed a weekly candle above the range high, which is absolutely fantastic. We're going to be discussing the implications of this and why this is such a significant and profound event on the macro charts of Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at the short-term key levels, the technical levels on the weekly chart, the monthly potential top dates, Bitcoin dominance, and again, the possibility for an altcoin rally. We'll also be going over key daily levels of support and resistance you need to pay attention to, and why Bitcoin is very likely to move into a possible new all-time high. So before we get into that, guys, let's start on the market data, then we'll come back and discuss all. So market data, 24-hour volume up 59% at 105 billion. 24-hour liquidations up 124% at 128 million. Of the 128 million in liquidations, 90 million coming from shorts and 38 million coming from longs. Moving over to the DXY. The DXY is all in all looking very similar to where it closed out last week. Again, the market's only been open for about 20 minutes now. We are expecting on the macro charts the DXY to drop into that 96 region over the next 12 months. Now, that will be exceptionally bullish for risk assets, particularly paired with the fact interest rates are expected to continue to drop. Now, as interest rates fall, inflation begins to rise, money rotates out of the dollar and into risk assets, which could bolster the cryptocurrency market even further. So we are expecting an eventual correction for the DXY, but the short-term route it is likely to take is a little bit more uncertain. Currently, we do have a key resistance sitting at 104, which marked as our change of character. This could be a rejection point to begin at that downtrend back to 100. If we break above 104, we could see one last leg upwards to 105. However, on the macro, we are looking for that macro continuation over the next 12 months toward the downside. The S&P 500 is exceptionally bullish, again, sitting above those weekly levels at 5,700. We are expecting continuations into 6,000, provided our weekly levels at 5,700 hold. The next target is, of course, 6,000. If these weekly levels end up dropping below and end up breaking, only then do we expect corrections back to those yearly lows. And that is it, guys. Let's jump into the crux of today's analysis. Before we do, if you want to support me making these videos and support yourself, including get access to a lifetime 15% trading fee discount, sign up to BitGet, BitUnix, or BingX with the links down below. We'll play a quick ad and we'll jump on back in. I'd like to introduce our partner, BitUnix. BULLISH is a global, non-KYC, no country restriction exchange, making it a perfect exchange to trade on if you're from the USA, from Canada, the Netherlands, or just prefer to trade without KYC. This exchange is a futures and spot exchange with over 200 different trading pairs, and some of the lowest fees in the game. If you sign up with my link down below, you'll get access to 15% off your trading fees, as well as an exclusive reward center where you can claim up to a multitude in USDT prizes. So go ahead and sign up with my link down below for 15% off, and I'll see you in there. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get stuck in, and we are going to start on the weekly charts, discussing the weekly candle close, momentum, the weekly highs, our macro technical levels on the weekly, and then jump into the daily, finishing up on the total 3 market cap and Bitcoin dominance. So let's go ahead guys and jump on in. As we can see in the past 20 minutes, we have officially closed a weekly candle above the range high, and this weekly candle is of profound significance, because not only does it mark the fact that we have actually now officially closed above this channel, but we have actually flipped the range high into an area of support. Now, with saying that, we have also managed to break and close above our prior weekly high. And if we take a look at these weekly high points on rejection, we had our first weekly high here, we had our second weekly high here, we had our third weekly high here, and this is going to be a high, this is going to be a lower high and a lower high. We've actually managed to close a weekly candle above that prior lower high, suggesting that this weekly candle is not only a change of the character of the trend, but a change of the structure itself. It is suggesting that the price action is now completely and utterly in hands of the bulls, and the developing strength that has been occurring since the 49K bottom has now facilitated the breakout and is likely going to continue to result in price rises. If we take a look really quickly at this weekly chart once again and look at that 49K low, from that 49K low, we have seen a massive shift in the way the price action has been moving. If we take a look at our Telegram channel, you would know that we have been expecting the bottom to be in from 49K. We said on Twitter over here, I believe this is the bottom, 47 to 49K, and since then, we have seen Bitcoin rally around 40%, so fantastic. But from that exact date, we have seen a significant change in the way the price action has been moving, as opposed to what we saw prior to 49K. Prior to 49K, we saw lower highs developing on the weekly, and we saw lower lows on the price action. Going forward from 49K, we have seen a completely different market. We have seen higher lows developing on the price action and now higher highs develop on the price action, eventually now facilitating a new weekly high to be broken and the price action breaking above our macro downtrending resistance. So all in all, this structure of the price action and the way of which we are seeing that trend develop is actually gaining strength as the price action is developing. Moving to the weekly chart very briefly over here, we can see, according to our technical levels, Bitcoin is exceptionally bullish. According to our market cipher A, which uses my custom blends of EMAs, we can see that the price action is pushing further and further away from the 50 moving average, suggesting that bullish momentum and volatility is increasing as the price action is rising. Furthermore, we can see the price action is pushing away from the Gaussian channel up band and the leading span A of the Ichimoku cloud, further suggesting that volatility is increasing, bullish volatility is increasing as we go to break our resistance. Now, these levels, our macro technical levels, act as macro invalidations. So while we remain above these levels, this is suggestive that Bitcoin is bullish and Bitcoin is in a uptrend. So on a macro scale, we have our strength. Okay, our strength as represented by our weekly technical levels, suggesting bullish volatility is increasing. We have got our weekly RSI downtrend, which we showed you before on the RSI, which broke it up. So we have positive strength. In terms of our trend, we have broken through the downtrend of our macro channel. We have positive downtrend, so we have broken the strength. We have strength and structure. And if we look at the way the price action is moving in terms of trend, we're developing these higher lows and higher highs. Breaking the weekly high, we have strength. So we have trend. So we have strength, structure, and trend, 3 of 3 validations we need to confirm the fact that this channel has broken upwards. Now, that is all very well talking about breakouts, but at what point does this breakout potentially turn into a fake out? Let's discuss that. If we're looking at the weekly chart, particularly the prior high, we are watching this weekly high now to turn as to a support, meaning if the weekly candle drops below 68,200, that could mark a reversal in the weekly trend and thus a potential loss of the range high. So if we are watching for fake outs and continuations into a downtrend, a loss of 68,200 on the weekly should suffice for a downtrend to start. But until that occurs, the likely direction for Bitcoin is upwards. If we zoom out once more before going to the daily, we can see according to the VRPV was increasing from those 50k lows all the way upwards to the downtrending trend line. The VRPV was increasing, meaning the required volume, okay, to push the price action upwards on a horizontal scale, because we're looking at the VRPV, from our 50k lows to our breakout was increasing as the price action moved. So in fact, the bulls needed to work harder to push the price action upwards from the range low to the range high. If we look at the VRPV from 68,000 up to 72,000, the VRPV is dropping. So the volume requirements to push the price action from the breakout to 72,000 are decreasing, which facilitates an environment where bullish volatility could spike, provided momentum remains positive, which could result in a strong move to 72,000. Now, this is where the fun begins. If we are able to break above 72,000, however, we enter what we would call a low historical resistance range, as VRPV significantly drops off to basically nothing as we enter a new all-time high. This is where bullish volatility would significantly surge, and that is what could facilitate the move into the 80,000 region. Again, taking a measured move of the depth, applying that to the perceived breakout point will give you a target for the descending channel formation. In this instance, it does target around 80,000, meaning if we are able to sustain above the weekly high, we are very likely going to see an eventual move to 72, and if we break 72, into the 80,000 region. The charts are looking fantastic. Simple as that, guys. Let's move over now to the Bitcoin dominance chart and the total altcoin market to discuss the altcoin market cap. Now, I actually do want to say one more thing, on the monthly chart before we get into altcoin market cap. Depending on when Bitcoin tops out, will determine how much of an altcoin season we see. So we'll come back and discuss altcoin season in a second. But if we're looking at the macro charts for Bitcoin, we can use two theories to project when the top will be for Bitcoin. We can use the 12 bar and the 18 bar theory. Now, I'm not going to explain that today. We explained that in our past video, so our prior video. Watch that video if you do want to find out. But our 12 and 18 bar theory is something we have been using for a long time. Again, we use this to predict the 16.5k bottom. If you are in the VIP channel and you've been in since 2022, you would know we purchased Bitcoin at 22,000 to 16.5k. We were expecting, this is June 14th, 2022, this plan. So all the way back, we were able to get our entries at 16.5k because of the 12 bar theory. Now the 12 to 18 bar theory is fantastic. It's the theory I created. And according to this theory, the expected top date for Bitcoin is March to April 2025. Now, if we see a top earlier or a top later, that's going to shorten or extend the altcoin season we see. Now, for an altcoin season to occur, we need to see two things. Think of it like a recipe. When you're making a cake, you need ingredients. For altcoin season, we need to see two things. We need to see Bitcoin dominance fall, and we need to see the total altcoin market cap increase, the total 3 market cap increase, mainly the total market cap increasing. So Bitcoin dominance is still at an area of resistance. It is fairly long way away until it does correct, but we would like to see this trend line drop. If this trend line is able to break, it is highly likely we see a significant sell-off for Bitcoin dominance, which would indicate that money is rotating into altcoins and away from Bitcoin, which means the altcoin pairs gain across their Bitcoin counterparts, resulting in altcoins gaining more than Bitcoin. Now, if that occurs while the total market cap increases, we see an altcoin season. Looking at the total market cap, we can see the altcoin chart right over here is breaking out of what has been a 4-month long downtrend. This could spark the continuation upwards into the $700 billion region. And again, for us to see an altcoin season, we really need to break above this yearly high at 850 billion to enter the parabolic phase. So we can see altcoins gain very well over here, but for a parabolic phase, we need to go much higher. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Sorry I tried to keep this one a little short. Like I said, it was a second time filming, so my voice is starting to break a little bit, but I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. I look forward to seeing you all then. See you then.